Good day, everyone, and welcome to Grammar Class 101 in collaboration with Miss Shai in Grammar Class 101. So, today we're gonna talk about the chapter 2 of our, as part of the subject, understanding this. So, in this chapter, we are going to unpack the self, and one of the topics within this chapter is the physical and the sexual self, wherein we're going to talk about the development in the developmental aspect of our reproductive system, erogenous zones, sexual behavior, the diversity of sexual behavior, those sexually transmitted diseases, and the natural and artificial methods of contraception. But today, I'll just give you first an introduction and preview of the physical and the sexual self. Okay, it has been believed that the sex chromosomes of humans define the sex. No, it define the sex wherein when we say sex, it is either female or male, and their secondary sexual characteristics. From childhood, we are controlled by our genetic makeup, and it influences the way we treat ourselves and others. But however, there are individuals who do not accept their innate sexual characteristics, and they tend to change their sexual organs through medications and surgery for the reason that I don't know, maybe the environment. Yes, the environment can also affect the acceptance of the individual regarding his sexual characteristics. So marami tayong mga kakilala or mga friends, no, na they change their sexual organs because they lack the acceptance of what they have, but that is okay because that is their freedom and for them to better know and understand themselves, no? Aside from our genes, the society, or what I have said a while ago, or the external environment, it also help us shape ourselves. So this lesson, it will help us better understand ourselves through a discussion on the development of our sexual characteristics and behavior. Okay, so according to Mareb year 2001, he explains that the gonads, when we say gonads, this is the reproductive glands that produce the gametes or the testes or ovary. Okay, so the gonads begin to form until about the 8th week of embryonic development. Okay? At the 8th week of embryonic development, nade-develop na daw, it start na daw na nade-develop itong gonads natin. It's either kapag lalaki ka, testes yung na-develop sa'yo, pag ano ka, babae ka, so ovary ang nade-develop sa'yo. Again, during the early stages of human development, the the human development, the embryonic structures of males and females are alike and are said to be in the indifferent stage. Okay? When the primary reproductive structures are formed, the development also of the accessory structures and external genitalia begins. So kapag yung primary reproductive structure natin ay na-form, mag-start na din na ma-develop itong tinatawag nating external genitalia. Itong mga external genitalia, ito yung mga ano, yung mga yung makikita natin sa panlabas. So it's either you have your penis, your vagina, those are external genitalia sa individual. The formation of male or female structures will depend on the presence of testosterone. Okay, alam niyo ba kung ano yung testosterone? Yan. Ano sinasabi niya dyan? Sabi niya dyan, malalaman mo kung lalaki or babae ka, depende kapag merong testosterone. Okay, ano naman yung relevance ng testosterone dyan? Sinasabi nila, usually, once na form na itong, yung the embryonic testes, yung testes, magre-release yan ng testosterone, and the formation of the duct system and external genitalia follows. In the case of female naman, embryos that form ovaries, it will cause the development of the female ducts and external genitalia since testosterone hormone is not produced. For example, kapag lalaki ka, nagpo-form yung tinatawag natin testes. Kasi ito si testes, mag-release ito ng testosterone at magsasabi doon, okay, yung duct system natin for external genitalia na magpo-form, yung panglalaki, so bibigyan ka ng penis. So for example, if sa female naman, kapag magpo-form si ovary hindi nagpo-produce ng testosterone. Kaya, kapag ma-detect na ng duct system na walang testosterone, therefore gagawa tayo ng pambabae na gagawa tayo ng pambabae na external genitalia. Yun yung mangyayari. Ayan, any intervention, kapag merong intervention sa development ng ating structure with the normal pattern of sex hormone production in the embryo, magre-result yan into a strange abnormalities. So there will be abnormalities. For instance, a genetic male develops a female structures and external genitalia. Ayan. Example, ano mangyayari dyan? Si male daw, ang madedevelop sa kanya is female accessory sa kanyang external because the embryonic testes fail to produce testosterone. No? Yun yung problema dyan. On the other hand naman, kapag si female is exposed to testosterone in the case of the mother whom androgen producing tumor of her adrenal gland. So, ang embryo naman has ovaries but may develop male accessory ducts and glands as well as the male reproductive organ, an empty scrotum. So, yun yung mangyayari. Ayan. Okay, ano mangyayari dyan? So, kapag si female na exposed sa testosterone kasi si mother is may tumor siya na nagpo-produce ng androgen. Okay, so therefore, madedetect niya dun, bakit may testosterone ito siya? So kahit yung embryo, merong ovary, pero ang madedevelop sa kanya is male accessory. No? Male accessory ducts and glands as well as a male reproductive organ. Pero empty ang kanyang scrotum kasi nga walang testosterone, walang testes. Okay. So, meron tayong tinatawag na pseudohermaphrodites. So, itong mga pseudohermaphrodites, they are formed when an individual have accessory reproductive structure na hindi nagmatch sa kanyang gonads. Okay? Yung kanyang gonads, di ba yung gonad, ito yung mga reproductive gland natin, di ba? Okay, si gonad, ito yung reproductive gland na magpuproduce ng gametes, si testes at saka si ovary for females. Ayan, kapag hindi nagmatch ang external genitalia natin doon sa ating gonads, ikaw ay tinatawag na merong pseudohermaphrodites. So, ano ba yung mukha niyan? Ayan, so makikita niyo dito sa screen, we have here, babae ka nga, pero meron kang penis. Lalaki ka nga, pero meron kang vagina. Ayan. So, hindi nagmatch ang kanilang, development sa kanilang external genitalia doon sa kanilang primary, Yan. Next, kung meron tayong pseudohermaphrodites, meron din tayong hermaphrodites or true hermaphrodites. Okay. These are those individuals who possesses both ovarian and testicular tissues. Pero itong condition na to is very rare only. So, sa isang tao, meron siyang ovary at meron din siyang testicular tissues. Okay, di ba may naririnig na tayo ng mga balita na merong mga ganyan na mga condition. But, technically, very rare lang ang condition na ito. So, this is what will gonna happen. Imbes na magkakaroon ka ng isa ganito na form sa inyong external genitalia or ito, penis at saka vagina. Magmi-meet siya dito halfway na magkakaroon ka na parang, ay, meron kang vagina pero incomplete. Ay, meron kang penis pero parang hindi siya penis. Ayan, di ba kung mag-observe niyo dyan sa picture. So, that is the formation of hermaphrodites. So, yan yung mga may hermaphrodites na mga condition. Okay. Nowadays, sa panahon ngayon, those who have pseudohermaphrodites, they undergo sex change and operations to have their outer selves fit with their inner selves. So ngayon, dahil hindi nag-match itong aking external genitalia doon sa aking pagkatao, yan no, so pinapa-change nila. Meron namang fit naman, pero since hindi ko accepted na yun yung external genitalia na binigay sa akin, so mag-undergo pa rin sila ng operations. Okay, ganun. Pero kapag meron kang true hermaphrodites, yun yung, hindi ko alam kung meron bang operations doon, pero pwede naman siguro na kaso, hindi ko alam kung ano yung, pero meron naman siguro ngayon sa, makabagong teknolohiya natin. Ayan. So, the critical event for the development of reproductive organs takes place about 1 month before birth. Ayan. 1 month bago ka ipanganak, yan yung pinaka-critical na event sa iyong development, especially sa iyong reproductive organ, wherein the male testes formed in the abdominal cavity at approximately the same location as the female ovaries and then descend to enter the scrotum. Yung mga testes natin, ang laman ng ating scrotum test, ito tinatawag nilang itlog, no? Itlog sa vernacular sa Bisaya or sa ating language na nakikinig yung mga estudyante ko. Ayan, ang laman ng scrotum, yung itlog ninyo, na sinasabi nyo hindi yung itlog, ang laman yan is testes. So, 1 month before kayo ipanganak, bababa yung testes at papasok doon sa scrotum natin. Okay. So, kaya, critical yan kapag na-fail yan, merong mga abnormalities. So, magkakaroon ka ng tinatawag natin na cryptorchidism. Okay, ano itong cryptorchidism? Cryptorchidism is a condition which usually occurs in young males and causes sterility. That is why surgery is usually performed during childhood to solve this problem. Ayan, yung cryptorchidism, yung hindi hindi bababa si testes doon sa kanyang scrotum, sa kanyang lalagyan. It can cause sterility or hindi ka magkakaanak because of this kind of abnormalities or sa ganitong sitwasyon. Kaya during childhood, sinusolve itong problema nito. And so, ito yung face ng ito yung mukha niya kapag the cryptorchidism syndrome. Ayan, ito. Makikita nyo ito yung testes. So, kapag may intervention si mama or di kaya, ipapalaglag ka ni mama, baka ganun, no? Kasi critical yung event dito. Tapos, sa pagbubuntis, may intervention na nangyari sa kanya. So, kapag si testes nag-fail na pumasok dito sa scrotum natin, magkakaroon ka ng cryptorchidism yan. Cryptorchidism ang tawag sa sakit na yan. So, pwede pa yung maoperahan kapag bata ka pa. Ganun. Okay. The abnormal separation of chromosomes during meiosis can lead to congenital defects of the reproductive system. Okay, the males who possesses extra female sex chromosome have the normal male accessory structures, but meron siyang atrophy. Atrophy meaning mag-shrink ang kanyang testes, which causes them to be sterile. Yan. So, ano ba itong tinatawag na atrophy? So, magiging ganito. Ito yung tinatawag na testicular atrophy. This one is a healthy testes. And this is atrophy. Meron siyang atrophy. So, makikita nyo, si testes, yung sinasabi nilang itlog daw, si testes, ito yung normal na size niya. Tinitimbang kasi yan if normal yung weight ng testes natin. Tapos, ito yung atrophied testicle. mas maliit siya compared sa healthy na testes. Okay. Yan. So, other abnormalities result when a child has only one sex chromosome. An XO female appears normal but lacks ovaries. Normal siya pero wala siyang ovary. Or the YO males die during the development. Other much less serious condition also affect males primarily such as phimosis. So ito ding phimosis is another condition din siya sa mga bata, no? Kapag meron ding mga abnormality sa kanila. So ano ba itong phimosis? Phimosis, this is due to the narrowing of the foreskin of the male reproductive structure and misplaced urethral opening. So this is the normal penis. So makikita ninyo, this is the normal penis and this is a penis which has this phimosis. Okay, ayan, so masyadong due to the narrowing of the foreskin, ayan, hindi natin nakikita ang foreskin kasi masyadong makapal itong skin na nandito sa labas. Ayan, and then, glands, okay, ito, dapat ganito yung normal, nandito lang yung foreskin, pero kapag ganito siya, the foreskin of the penis cannot be pulled back. Okay, so mahihirapan tayong umihi dyan. Okay, now, so this is an example or illustration of the male reproductive organ and this one is the female reproductive organ. Okay. So puberty. Ayan, let's talk about puberty. Puberty is a period of life which will generally start between the age of 10 and 15 years old when our reproductive organs grow to their adult size and become functional under the influence of the rising levels of gonadal hormones or gonadal hormones such as testosterone in males and estrogen din sa females. After this time, the reproductive capability continues until old age in males and menopause in females. Ayan. So, hanggang pagtanda, meron pa rin yan. Mafe-feel niya natin. So, there is always a development hanggang sa mag-menopause na din ang mga babae. In males naman, as they reach the age of 13, yung puberty sa kanila, it is characterized by the increase in the size of the reproductive organs. Ayan, lalaki itong reproductive organ niya. And then, magfa-follow ang appearance ng mga hair sa pubic area, sa axillary, and dito sa face natin, mga males. And the reproductive organs then will continue to grow for 2 years until sexual maturation mark the presence of mature semen in the testes. Okay. In the females, makikita din natin if itong breast natin is lalaki. Usually, it will occur at the age of 11 which signal the puberty stage. The menarche or yung first menstrual period for the males which happens 2 years after the start of puberty. So, kapag lalaki na ang ating boobs, so baka after 2 years, mag-start na mag-flow ang ating menstrual period. Hormones, itong tinatawag natin na hormones, it plays an important role in the regulation of ovulation and fertility of females. Bakit? Bakit? Kasi itong mga hormones ang magsasabi kung ano yung mga nafe-feel natin. Ayan, kapag meron tayong mga hormones, pag itong hormones natin, mahirap i-deal siya. Kaya, tayong mga girls, sometimes, madaling magalit, masyadong masaya, masyadong gusto kumain, ganun. So, ganun yung mga hormones na hindi natin alam, due to ano pala yun? Dahil para yun sa hormones ko. Yes, dahil yun sa hormones na nag-regulate sa ovulation. Okay, so let's talk about the diseases which is associated with the reproductive system. Ano yon? Okay, maraming mga diseases and infections, no? Pero ang pinaka-common dyan is infection. That is the most common problem na associated with the reproductive system in adults kapag nag-adult na, since most of my students are um, they are in their teenage. I don't know if teenager, meron naman dito ang mga may asawa na. Pero infections, hindi natin alam na infection na pala yun, no? So yun yung mga common na problem na associated with our reproductive system na may encounter kapag adult na. Yan, meron tayong vaginal infections, no? Vaginal infections, these are common problems in young and elderly women and in those whose resistance to diseases is low. So, sa mga bata, meron na mga bata pa, no? Hindi mga bata. Yung mga teenager, meron na yung mga, common problems, at saka yung mga tumatanda na rin. The usual infections include those caused by Escherichia coli. Ito yung coli na magsispread through patungo doon sa ating digestive tract. Sexually transmitted microorganisms such as syphilis, ayan, meron tayong gonorrhea and herpes virus. So later, I will introduce sa inyo kung anong mga infections ang merong dala nito. Yeast, yung yeast na tinatawag natin na makikita natin sa ating external genitalia, this is a type of fungus, no? Meron din yung dalang infection. And vaginal infections that are left untreated, yung hindi ginagamot, it may spread throughout the female reproductive tract, which may cause pelvic inflammatory diseases and sterility. The problems that involve painful or abnormal menses, yung sumasakit yung puson, yung mga abnormal ang menstruation natin, may also due to infection. Due to infection or tinatawag natin na hormone imbalance. In males naman, sa mga males naman, ang most common na inflammatory conditions are prostatitis, urethritis, and epididymis. Ano yan? No? All of which may follow sexual contracts in which meron tayong natawag na magkakaroon ka ng STD or sexually transmitted diseases. Microorganisms are transmitted due to sexual intercourse. Ganon. Orchiditis or the inflammation of testes, yung magkakaroon ng inflammation yung testes mo, is uncommon, no? Pero uncommon siya but serious because it can cause sterility. It commonly follows mumps in an adult male. So, yung mumps, magkakaroon ka ng mumps niyan if you'll have orchiditis. But not all, hindi ko sinasabi na kapag adult male ka na tapos nagkaroon ka ng mumps, meron kang orchiditis. Hindi ganun. It will commonly follow mumps na sakit. Neoplasms. Ito neoplasms are a major threat to reproductive organs. Why? Because the tumors of the breast and cervix are most common reproductive cancers in adult females, and prostate cancer is a widespread problem in adult males. Ayan. So, yung mga tumor sa ating mga breast, cervical cancer, maraming mga cervical cancer, at saka mga reproductive cancers sa mga adult females. And, pinaka-common naman dito sa ating mga kalalakihan ay itong tinatawag natin na prostate cancer. Okay. Most women hit the highest point of their reproductive abilities in their late 20s. So, late 20s, after that, so yun yung pinaka high peak ng ating reproductive ability, late 20s. A natural decrease ovarian function usually follows, characterized by reduced estrogen production that causes irregular ovulation and shorter menstrual periods. Ayan. Ovulation and menses stop entirely, ending childbearing ability. So, kapag hindi na mag-ovulate yung ovary natin, at saka magsa-stop ng ating menstruation, doon na din magsa-stop ang pagbe-bear natin ng child. Hindi na tayo makaka-bear ng child kapag nag-stop na yon yung pag-ovulate ng ating ovary, ng egg cell, at saka yung menstruation na tinatawag. Ang tawag ditong sa event na ito ay tinatawag natin na menopausal period or menopause. It will occur when females rather, no longer experience menstruation. There is no counterpart. Sasabihin ko sa inyo, kapag may menopause sa female, meron bang menopause sa male? Wala. Because there is no counterpart. So, walang menopause sa male, sa mga lalaki. Although, aging men show a steady decline in testosterone secretion. So, wala nang lalabas na mga testosterone. So, mag-decline na kapag tatanda na. Their reproductive capability seems unending. Pero, hindi sa sinasabi natin na magde-decline ang testosterone, hindi na magkakaanak ang ating mga aging men. Magkakaanak pa rin sila. Healthy men are still able to father offspring well into their 80s and beyond. So kapag 80 years old ka na lolo or lolo na tawag natin dyan, pwede ka pang maging tatay sa iyong mga anak. Ayan, no? Pwede ka pang mag-bear or pwede ka pang magkaanak. Yan, kaya pa yan. Okay, so that's all for today, and next time we're gonna discuss another more topics under the physical and the sexual self. So thank you so much and keep tuning in. Bye!